Data structures such as arrays, strings, and structures can be combined in many ways. For example, structures can be nested, meaning you have one structure inside of another. You can have a database, which is generally going to consist of an array of structures, an array in which every element is a structure. So for example, if you had a company and you wanted to have a database of your employees, you would have one structure for every employee, and that would consist of things like their name, which is a string, their address. Now that could be a structure itself, which consists of separately the street, city, state, and the zip or the postal code, and the person's yearly salary. So again, what you have is an array of structures. You have one structure for every person. The structure consists of the name, which is a string, the address, which is a structure itself, so that's a nested structure, and a salary. So for every person you're storing a string, a structure, a number. So you're storing different types of things, but these are all pieces of information about a given employee. And then again, you put all of these structures together in an array so that you can loop through the array and perform the same operation on every employee. So when would you use arrays and when would you use structures? When do you use arrays? When the values are in some sense the same thing, so you want to be able to loop through the elements in order to do the same thing to each one. So arrays are indexed so that you can use loops to loop through the elements of the arrays. When do you use structures? When you don't need to loop, and instead you want to use mnemonic names so that you can understand what is being stored. So for example, if you have information about a person, what is stored in person sub 1? What is stored in person.name? Well, person.name is a lot easier to understand that you're storing the person's name. If it was in an array and it was in the first element of the array, person sub 1 is just not as easy to understand. So you use arrays when you want to be able to loop through the array and do the same thing with each one. You use structures when you want to be able to use mnemonic names like this.